Hello Aries, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Jen with Bohemian Path Tarot, and it's already time for October readings. We've got the Light Seers Tarot today, and you may know that these are general readings for a general Aries audience, so it's not quite the same as doing a one-to-one reading. It might really resonate with you this month. It might resonate a little bit later in the month because it might be predictive, and so it might kick in a little bit later. Or it might resonate a little bit and you might see one of your other placements being really resonant for you. So be sure to check out the videos for your sun sign, your rising sign, and your moon sign, because one of those might be more resonant than the other ones. So I'm going to go ahead and give the deck a really good shuffle for you. And if you've been here before, you know I like to fast forward the video over the shuffling part, just because I like to focus on that and not chit chat over that piece. So I will shuffle and I will catch up with you as I start to lay out the cards. See you there. Okay, let's see. Aries, Four of Pentacles, Six of Swords, Eight of Pentacles, and the Six of Pentacles. Okay. So this is a lot of like practical day-to-day stuff. The Six of Pentacles is all about reciprocity. It's about receiving fairly what is due to you. Finally getting what's due for you. So October, it's looking like something is finally turning around in your favor, getting more of what's fair for you. If you've been waiting for a promotion, a job, a project at work, a new assignment, a new role, a better teammate, this could also be an inheritance, a small inheritance, a commission, recognition at work. This most often happens, on the job, this Six of Pentacles situation. But it could also be for folks who aren't, in the traditional 9-to-5 sort of career pursuit. For students, this would be recognition like the Dean's List, or recognition on a project, or like for theater majors, getting a really good role in the fall musical or something like that. Or for non-students, for someone like maybe a retiree, this could be being asked to participate in maybe a Rotary Club event and being recognized for that. It's some sort of recognition, and usually there's some sort of recompense for that. But if not recompense, financial, fiscal, something like that, then certainly something that feels like validation, right? Something that feels and maybe adds footage to your reel, or more credits to your resume, or for some reason it's like another feather in your cap, as it were. So obviously for different Aries, this is going to strike in different areas, right? You'll know the scenario or the appropriate area for you. And it's really striking too, because the first card we have here is the Four of Pentacles, which is kind of earlier in the Pentacle story, right? And you can see with this Four of Pentacles, if she wants to come in focus here, and sometimes we have to force the issue by being a little dramatic. There we go. Okay. You can see our central character in the Four of Pentacles. She's kind of clutching her purse close to her person. And traditionally, the interpretation for the Four of Pentacles is someone who is clinging to their resources. It's someone who knows that they have blessings, who may have some resources, but doesn't want to part with them for fear that, I apologize if you hear the helicopter over my apartment right now. There's some activity over my neighborhood. Maybe you don't hear that, but in any case, our central character here is clutching to their resources and not wanting to spend her, in some cases, it's funds for fear of losing out, or for fear of risking her own capital, in that way that sometimes in order to start a business, you do have to spend some of your own capital. It can be scary to branch out on your own, to start a side hustle or to start a business, or sometimes to take risks in anything in life. Like if you want to be a homeowner, or start a family, get married, in any of those really significant areas of our lives, the things that bring us meaning, right? They can be costly. Even getting a pet, you have to do those things like getting them treated for, all the things you need to do to make sure your pet is healthy, and all the accoutrement that goes along with pet ownership. It's costly. And I've gone down a bit of a tangent here, but basically the things that are important in life do require a bit of down payment, do require some funds, whether you're starting a business or looking into home ownership or starting a family or getting a pet, or in any way in enhancing or stabilizing, building a foundation for your life. And the Four of Pentacles suggests a hesitancy here to part with anything to kind of solidify or enhance or expand your life, which is weird for you, Aries, because usually Aries is so good about, taking risks and taking chances. But perhaps this is showing up because in the past you have been too risky, or you've been burned in the past, or perhaps there's something in your life that you're hesitating to take a risk on. Sometimes this card can come up not about the practical things in our lives like home ownership, or taking the classes we need to get a license to get to the next stage in our career, but rather they can come up in our interpersonal lives. Like sometimes we can be really bold in our career, but more hesitant about sharing ourselves and being vulnerable in our interpersonal relationships, and we can be more stingy about making time for dating, or making time, or sharing emotionally the truth of ourselves, and being messy, or being the weirdo that we really are, that can help somebody really get to know us and build intimacy in that way. So this Four of Pentacles is suggesting, in the beginning of the month, there might be some area of your life that you are hesitating to take a risk and hesitating to share some resource that would be beneficial to sort of getting to the next step, getting to the next level. It might be about, taking a risk to apply for a loan for home ownership, or going back to school to get a license or finish that degree, or it could be even in some sort of emotional relationship capacity, starting a family, that sort of a thing. For different Aries, it will, hit in a different spot of your life. But consider how you might open up that purse a little bit, make a calculated risk in a way that might open up your life. Another way the artist has been really brilliant about this kind of the imagery on this. Oh, here we go again. The imagery on this card, I'm just going to force the focus on this because it's so brilliant. Give me just a moment here. I might, okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, so see in the background, this sort of desert behind this central character. And nothing against folks who live in a desert. I live in Los Angeles, which was a desert before, LA essentially stole water from other places to kind of make it more of a something like a city, but it's essentially a desert, right? So I have nothing against deserts, but the idea behind sort of the artwork here is the central character is living in a place that could be more fertile, but she's maybe choosing to live in this kind of barren place. Taking a little more calculated risk could open up a little more fertility here. Ultimately, the Pentacles, the suit of Pentacles, it often refers to planting seeds and using the pentacles as seeds to plant a garden, and tending your garden increases the sort of fertility and the harvest of your life. And so I often use garden and harvest, and we see later on, maybe I can find it in here. Let me see if I can find it. I'm gonna cut the video here and find the Queen of Pentacles as a contrast, and you'll see how abundant and green the Queen can be. Here she is. Here she is, just in contrast. Look at how luscious and green. Now this is someone who has freed up sort of her resources, and she's literally, like, all of her seeds have, blossomed, as it were, and her landscape is, fertile and luscious, right? So that's the sort of the journey, the pentacle journey. And I only mention that because this is a big part of your story this month, Aries. You've got the Six of Pentacles here, which is a further along in the journey. This is your central focus, right, is advancing along the pentacle journey. But in the beginning of October, the sort of inherent advice here is finding ways to, I'm going to use this as just a touchstone. The Queen of Pentacles can be a bit of a touchstone. Calculated risk. To maybe open up to sharing some resource in a way that helps along this sort of pentacle journey. Now, as you open up and share your resources as needed in the way, and you'll know in what area you need to sort of plant your seeds, in what part of your life you need to plant your seeds. That's where you'll get the sort of energy exchange. Where you plant your seeds, that's where you'll see, the blossoms and the eventual harvest. And that's kind of what we get to with the Six of Pentacles and later with the Eight of Pentacles, right? But first, let's talk about the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is all about moving on from maybe a troubled situation, or a little bit moving on from chaos or confusion. It's indicates having found some clarity. Maybe there had been some misinformation or disinformation, or just maybe you've made a choice to move on from a job, move on from a living situation. Maybe you've picked a job or picked a career path or picked a partner or a person or something like that. And but typically the moment before the Six of Swords is a moment of chaos, or a sort of a battle loss, or a sort of a time of confusion. And the moment you can see that central character in the Six of Swords. Let's see. Now this one does want to be in focus. That's great. So she has sort of chosen to move on, right? She is moving on, and typically the interpretation is she's moving on to calmer waters. The central character here. And I just use female pronouns because the characters in these cards are typically represented as traditional females, but the gender representation is, not critical. Whatever your gender or gender expression is, this story is about you, right? And so moving on to calmer waters, moving on with clarity, moving on, having made a choice and being ready to stick with it, and being firm and clear that you know where you're going now. You know that you're choosing peace now. You know that you have the right information, and with this right information, your path is clear and direct. So this is coming at a part of the month, even if you don't yet feel it now. By mid-month, you will be with this clarity, moving forward into calmer waters with confidence, with a sense of peace. It'll feel like a breath of fresh air, and maybe it's because of this job. Either you might be moving for this job, to this job, because of this job, or maybe because you want to go to school with this job or career path in mind, something like that. Okay. And moving on to the final card here, the Eight of Pentacles. This is the busy beaver. This is having lots to do, but like being excited to do it. This is kind of the card of the workhorse, but like being really invested, being really proud, it's not just about work, it's a good work. It's being invested in your work. It's being invested in doing really good work. It's liking what you're doing and doing it well. And it's that kind of thing where you get additional projects that you want to do, or you get, Employee of the Month awards, or if you're a freelancer, people give your business card to their friends, or people are DMing you to collaborate with you, or whatever is appropriate for what you do. If you're not a freelancer or a 9-to-5 type person, whatever is appropriate for your field, or again, if you're a student, as we discussed over here, you're on the dean's list or you're getting A's and extra credit, this is the card of being super productive and doing really great work and being recognized for your good work and like just being on a roll, and that leading to more projects. And you know, if you earn commissions, if you can get more connections that can get you more work, it's that kind of thing. This girl is on fire, or whatever, this human is on fire. So in general, Aries, this is an amazing month. It looks like you go from being maybe not so sure if you can do this to some kind of almost, it feels like almost a gift from the universe, but it's really based in a seed you planted that turns into a shift in kind of clarity, a decision that, yeah, I'm going to move forward with this, and then it's go time. And things are really going to pick up in the second half of the month. But it looks especially productive in the second half of the month. One other thing I would say too about the Four of Pentacles, if I didn't quite describe it this way earlier, sometimes what comes up with the Four of Pentacles, I'm just going to throw it out there, it might not apply to all of you, but for maybe one or two of you, there might be a feeling of that imposter syndrome. So, you know, just acknowledge it, because these things only have power if we pretend or if we try to hide from them. So when you name it, you can banish it. When you're aware of it, then you can deal with it, right? But whatever is going on over here is going to evolve to this character over here. So just keep that in mind, Aries. And once you accept that's where this path is leading, that this path is leading you to this character, right? That's when this starts to evolve. And you really start making money or recognition or whatever, or all of the above. I think it really is going to be, it's going to be work, right? But it's going to be work you love, I think. But you will have to keep, you know, your schedule. You will have to keep on top of your schedule, and you will have to keep on top of your emails and DMs and stuff, because I think there's going to be a lot of messages coming in. And maybe orders if you do like Etsy or anything like that. But yeah, I think it's about time, Aries. You work so hard, and I think it's about time. So I think we can let go of this character, right? It's about time for you to get your fair share. Okay, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for dropping by, Aries. I hope you like your reading. If so, I hope you'll consider giving it a thumbs up, leaving a comment, maybe subscribing. In any case, please take good care of yourself. Don't work too hard. but have fun. And we'll see you next time. Bye for now.